So in 55 minutes, I'm going to tell you what Flip is all about. My name is Fely Garcia-Lopez. I'm one of the educator innovation leads at Team Flip at Microsoft. I'm from here from the RGB. 17 years, 17 years in the classroom in La Jolla ISD as an ESL, ELA teacher, mainly middle school, but I also had the honor to work with the bilingual department as well. So I was also an ESL and bilingual specialist, and that was for 3 years. I was with the bilingual department for 3 years, and I was also with the technology department in La Jolla ISD for 10 years. I also got the opportunity to offer a lot of professional development to all teachers here in Texas. And I've been with Microsoft for almost 3 years already. But I'm from here, from the RGB. I live here in Edinburgh, así que somos vecinos, somos vecinas. So anything I can help you with, estoy para servirles. You can find me on social media just like that as Fely Garcia-Lopez, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. So please, let's connect, right? Let's grow the network. That network is so important for us as educators. And once again, por favor, en lo que yo les pueda servir, estoy a sus órdenes. I am very, very proud to be bilingual. So you notice that I'm going to jump from English to Spanish, right? But our entire presentation is in English. I'm also going to be providing you with the presentation that I am using for today's session, so that you're more than welcome. If you want to take screenshots, you're more than welcome to do so. But I will be providing you all with the materials, right? The PowerPoint presentations that I'm using for today's class. So let me talk to you about Flip, right? Maybe you are not familiar with Flip, but you maybe have heard Flipgrid, right? Flipgrid and Flip, same thing. It is the same platform. I'm not going to say it's the same platform because we've improved a lot, right? There's always room for improvement. We're always designing and getting our platform ready and better for you all, our educators, our community, but most importantly for our students. So it's been more than a year that we've changed our name. We changed our name from Flipgrid to Flip. So, and the reason why is because Microsoft is all about being inclusive. And I provide a lot of professional development for Latinoamérica y España. And I've noticed that a lot of our brothers and sisters, right, nuestros hermanos y hermanas de Latinoamérica y España, or other people whose English is not their first language, they were having like a kind of difficulty pronouncing the word grid, right? For those of you who are like me, Spanish is your first language, that gr sound is not present in Spanish. So it was kind of difficult for a lot of our brothers and sisters to pronounce, right, the name of our app. And I could see that some people were not feeling comfortable or included, right, because of the name of our app. So we brought it up to the team. And that was one of the main reasons why we decided to go from Flipgrid to Flip. It's a platform that it's being used in the entire planet, so that we want everyone to feel included. And we wanted to start with our name. But that's probably you've heard of Flipgrid, but now we're called Flip. But I'm going to tell you that it's exactly the same, but better. So right here on the screen, you have three easy. This is how we remember, like 3 easy ways to do it. A, because it's an asynchronous access and accessibility. B, because it's building community with your learners, right? Building community with the people around you, with your students. Or if you're an administrator or you're a librarian, or maybe you're a specialist, right? And you wanna use Flip with your teachers. You're a teacher, you wanna use this during PLC rooms with other teachers, go for it, because it also works. It works beautifully with our students, but it also works beautifully with other teachers or with your entire campus. And then the camera creativity, right? During the presentation and during our presentations, creativity is going to be the main idea of the different sessions that you're going to be attending. So it is very creative, and you're going to see the reason why. So first of all, I would love to let you know that it is web-based, right? So our students can use their Chromebooks. I believe, let me know what devices your students use in the classroom. But I believe, I'm like 98% sure that your babies, your students use Chromebooks. So when your students, and when you're ready to use Flip with your students, you're gonna tell them, ask them to open their Chromebooks, go to Chrome and go to the website right here, info.flip.com. So this is the website where we as teachers are gonna go to create our accounts or to create our Flip classes. And this is exactly where our students are gonna go to as well. So this is one, right? One way to access Flip. Something that I will also love to share with you is our website is obviously available in English, but it is also available in Spanish. So if you see right here where it says English and you see the arrow pointing to the right hand side, you will click on it and you're going to be able to see the option of Spanish, so that your website, the entire website está completamente en español. Super proud about that. It took us some time, but hey, we opened the door for more languages. So now that we have Spanish available, now we have Portuguese, Japanese, and French coming our way, and more languages as well. So we opened the door with Spanish, but more languages are coming our way. So this is the website we go to. Once again, it's info.flip.com. You're more than welcome to visit the website. You can also scan the QR code and it'll take you to the ways to download the app. The beauty of Flip is that it works from any device. Any device that you have in your classroom, Chromebooks, iPads, phones, Android, tablets, whatever you have, as long as your students have access to the net, right, to the internet, they can work. A lot of teachers ask me, well, Feli, since it is a video, right? It's a video app. Do we need a webcam? And the answer is yes and no. Yes, because the camera is super fun and I'm going to show you the camera in action. But it is also, we have options within our camera that we don't have to use the camera, right? We don't have to use the specific camera so that our faces can be seen. There are other options within the camera that we can use just in case your device does not have a webcam. So our mission, our mission at Flip is to make learning fun and empowering for every single one of us, not only for our students, but for us as teachers as well. So let me tell you really quick, remember ABC, that's exactly the same steps that we follow for creating an account and having a group, right? So to have Flip in action with my students. So step number one, I'm gonna create a group. I want you to visualize this group as the space that you're gonna provide your students so that they can walk into your class. You as the teacher create the group and you decide how you're going to share the group with your students. And ahorita after this diapositivas, this slideshow, I am going to jump into the platform so that you can see it in action, because I'm going to be creating a group for you all and I'm going to show you something super new that we have as part of Flip and artificial intelligence, because I'm pretty sure you've heard about AI quite often, right? And I'm going to show you everything in action, how it works, right? So, but right here, just to activate background knowledge, right? For my ones and my twos and my threes, right? A lo mejor ahí está en nuestro cerebrito, ¿verdad? Las ideas, pero las tenemos que despertar. So with this in mind, we create the group. We as teachers decide who we are going to invite, how we are going to invite our students, and we also have 100% control of the group. We are the owners of the group. We lead the group, right? So we decide everything. We have control of everything. We decide who we invite, who stays, or maybe who needs to leave, maybe because of a schedule change, or maybe because the student transfers to another school, or whatever the case might be, right? So I want you to be 100% así, relajadito, super relaxed, because it is a very, very, very safe platform to use with our students. Remember, we are part of the Microsoft family. So everything that Microsoft talks about digital citizenship and safety for our students and our teachers comes with Flip as well. So I'm going to create my group. Step number one, once I create my group, I am going to invite my students to be part of my group, right? Similar to what we do in Google Classroom. So I share the group, my students, ding, 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 they enter the group, and this is what they're going to find. They are going to find topics. This is how we spark the ideas, the discussions with our babies, with our students, with our boys and girls. So these topics can be anything you want, anything, whatever core area, whatever subject you teach, whatever question you want to ask, you make it into a topic. So what can be a topic? A topic can be an idea, un debate, un experimento. It can be whatever you want. We as teachers right here, when we talk about topics, this is where we become creators, right? This is where our creativity gets unleashed, right? And we start creating those amazing questions or those ways to start the conversation with our students. And of course, depending on the subject area that you teach. But just like my friend Jornay says all the time, if you can think it, you can flip it. So any question you have, anything that you're talking about in class, anything around you can be made into a topic, so that in return, we go to step number 3, where this is where the magic happens, right? This is when our students, our babies, our boys and girls answer our topics using our flip camera, which, by the way, it is very similar, like the camera is very similar to the social media camera apps, right? But once again, we are not social media. We are a social learning app. What does that mean? It is safe to use in the classroom. And it comes once again with everything, all the digital citizenship, everything within, right? We are taking care of our students. I'm not saying anything bad about social media. I personally love social media, but remember that we as teachers have to be very careful on what we post online about our students, right? Social media is amazing, but it's very, 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 it's out there. So we as teachers have to exercise and be excellent digital citizenships to what we share about our students' social media. So we need to take care of our students, but most importantly as well, we need to take care of ourselves, right? So the kids are going to be able to use the flip camera, which is similar to social media, similar to what they already see, and maybe they are already doing on TikTok and Instagram and Snapchat, but they will be able to use it in your classroom using a very safe platform. So once again, step 1, we create the group, we invite our students. Step number 2, we create the topics, but I have something you're gonna love it, that we are gonna work in conjunction with. We're gonna be an amazing team to create these topics. And once I have my group and my topics ready, my students are ready to share their voices. So whoa, we have a lot of fun. Our students have a lot of fun. They use all of this creativity. Once again, here creativity is unleashed for our babies, for our students, and the learning happens. So they have fun, we have fun, and happy teachers, happy students. Any questions so far, my friends? Por favorcito, any questions? Talk to me, talk to me. Thank you, Liliana. Yes, students love Flip, right? They love those Flip videos. Very similar to what they already do, right? Part of their lives, social media. They document everything. Talk to me, talk to me. Any questions? So far, so good. Por favorcito, con toda confianza, estoy aquí para servirles. Okay, so is it okay if we move on? Amazing. See, I don't see any questions. So now, this right here is completely new. It's been out, I think not even 3 weeks. Okay, más o menos 3 weeks. So this right here is Topic Copilot. Y ahorita I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna see it because I want you to see it in action. But Topic Copilot is part of the AI, right? Bing AI, which is the chatbot from Microsoft. Once again, I'm not saying anything against other chatbots, but if you're not familiar with Microsoft Bing, I'm gonna have a a presentation at 12:45 where I'm going to be talking about amplifying bilingual voices with Flip and artificial intelligence. And I'm going to go into details into artificial intelligence. I'm going to be talking about Bing. But if you have not used Bing yet, I highly recommend it. It is very safe, and you're going to see the difference that it offers you all, compared to other chatbots that are available for us and our students as well. But I'm going to show you Topic Copilot in action so that you can see how Topic Copilot, right? It's going to be my Copilot. It's going to be right next to me. It's going to help me create topics for my students, right? We're going to be a team. We're going to become best friends. Also, as part of our platform, we have the Discovery Library. In the Discovery Library, teachers, we are going to find more than 40,000 topics already made for our students, for our educators, for our students. All I have to do is just go to the Discovery Library in Flip, search for a specific topic that I'm going to look for. I don't know, maybe I'm looking about, I want a topic that talks about periodic table, or maybe main idea, or maybe fractions. So all I got to do is just type the keywords right here on search topics, and the Discovery Library is going to bring me all the topics that we have within our Discovery Library, all the topics that talk about that specific topic that you're looking for. And in 3 clicks, you can bring that topic to your group and boom, share it with your students. Y a trabajar, se ha dicho. Let's share our voices. So also, something that I want to share with you before I jump into the platform really quick is that if your students or you use a Windows computer, and you're using Microsoft Edge, then there is a way for us to download these add-ons, just like I see it right here, Microsoft Edge add-on, so that the access to Flip is easier. Very similar, right? We're super. I'm thinking that I'm coming from a Google district, right? La Jolla ISD is a Google district. So we are very, very familiar with those extensions, right? That I'm so sorry about the notifications. Let me turn off my notifications. My apologies. Aquí está. There we go. So we can also, if we're using Chrome, right, we can also download the Flip extension to our computer or to our Chromebooks, so that way the access is easier. So that's something that I want you all to know. Remember, I'm going to be sharing this PowerPoint with you all. So these are some ideas, some of the many ideas that or how we can use Flip with our students, from pre-K, chiquititos con las manitas chiquititas, all the way to use it with our staff during POC meetings, maybe with our communities, with parents, families, university, higher ed, everything. These are some of the many ideas on how we can use Flip. We also have our website here, the Help Center, where you can visit. You can scan the QR code, and I will be adding at the website the address on the chat. So super simple. It's help.flip.com. Any questions that you have about Flip, you can go right here, and there's going to be an article that is going to answer your question. Once again, it is available in English, and it's also available in Spanish. If you would like to see something in Flip, if you have an idea, and if you're like, you know what, Feli, I think this will improve Flip, or this specific detail, this idea that I have will be beneficial for my students, I would love to see it as part of Flip. Let us know. Let us know. There is a way on our website to send us feedback. If you think there's something that you need to see as part of Flip, let us know, and trust me, our team is amazing. They will do the magic, and they will add it to our platform. And I don't know if I mentioned this, I probably did not, but remember, Flip is free. It is completely free. We as teachers don't pay for it. Our students don't have to pay for it, and our districts don't pay for it. So it is completely free. Professional development is also free. So if you would like for me to work with your teachers at your campus with the entire district like I am right now, estoy aquí para servirles, por favor, con toda confianza. So let's empower every voice. I am going to check the chat before I jump into the platform so that you can see it in action. So por favorcito, any questions you have, let me know. Déjenme, I'm going to sign out completely so that you can see everything from step 1. Y let me check the chat. Denme unos segundos, por favor. Oh, Melissa, yes. First year teacher. Oh, I'm here to help you, mi corazón lindo. Oh, you're in the best district. You're in an amazing best district. So yes. Anything I can help you with, I will share my info with you. Y estoy para servirte, Melissa, por favor, con toda confianza. Okay, my friends. So this is the website. Let me copy the link. Aquí lo voy a copiar. Y si se deja. Y vengo para acá. Lo pego en el chat y lo envío. Here we go. So this is our website. So right here, this is what I was telling you about. If you want to see our website in Español, you click right here and you click Español and you will see everything within our platform in Spanish. So bilingual classes, bilingual students, we can use the website, no sé, un día en español, un día en inglés, and be super creative. So, and remember that more languages are coming our way, but super excited about this. If you've never used Flip before and you're like, pues, ¿cómo le hago? What's the first step? Then, my friends, we have to create an account. We click right here on sign up. And once we click right there on sign up, it's going to take us right here. And we can create a free Flip account using my Microsoft email, my Google email, or my Apple email, right? Depending on what your school uses. From what I know from my beautiful friends is that you all are a Google district. So if I were you, right, and also if I am planning to be using Google Classroom with my students, then I will click on Google. Now, I also know that your amazing district has also the option of Microsoft. So if you're planning to use Microsoft Teams with your students, then I highly recommend that you click on sign up with Microsoft and you create your account, your free account with Microsoft. Liliana, is there a translation feature or bilingual? Liliana, yes, there is. I'll show it to you ahorita, mi vida linda. You're gonna love it. I'm like obsessed with it. Sí, claro que sí. Para servirte, un honor. So my friends, once again, the option right here is yours, right? Depending on what you're going to use with your babies, that's the email that you're going to use. So far, so good? Creo que sí. I don't see any more questions on the chat. Vamos bien. Okay, perfecto. So let's pretend I already created my account. So, Feli, I'm ready to go. So if you're ready to go, mi corazón, now we're going to have to click right here on login. So once we click on login, then Flip is going to ask us, okay, what account did you use, my friend? In my case, I'm going to use my Microsoft account, okay? But remember, this is your call, right? Depending on the email that you use to create your account, right? Mine is Microsoft, obviously. So I'm going to click on Microsoft. Then it's going to ask me to select my account. Aquí voy, aquí está. Aquí está. Y listo. So now I, as the teacher, right, I'm in my Flip account. So what can I find right here in my Flip account? On the left-hand side, my friends, you're going to find your groups. When we click on the groups, we're going to find the topics that we are designing for the specific groups. But I'm going to take you to step number 1, which is going to be create a group. Remember, Flip is free, so you can create as many groups. Look at I have a lot of groups, as you can see right here. So as many groups as you want to, there's no limit. There's no such a thing in Flip as, oh, you create 5, but if you want 6, you have to pay. No. Aquí no andamos con eso. As if you need to create 1,000 groups, you go for it. If you need to create 5, 6, 7, los que ustedes decidan, it is completely up to you. It's completely free, my friends. So I am going to go over here where it says group. Aquí en el botoncito rosa. So familiarize yourself with those pink botoncitos, pink buttons, because those are going to be creation, right? That's what we are going to be creating. So I'm going to click right here on group. Now I have the option to create a group, and I also have the option to join a group. And you might be thinking, well, why, Feli? Why? Because Flip knows based on my email, right, that I'm a teacher and I'm also a student, right? We never stop to be students. We as teachers, like, there's always room for improvement, just like our app. There's always room for improvement, so we need to continue being students. So if another teacher in your campus creates a Flip group that maybe he or she wants to use as part of your PLC, then that teacher invites you, then you're going to be joining the group, okay? That's the option that we have. Our students are only going to see the option of joining a group. They won't see the option of creating a group. That's only for us as teachers. So far, so good? Por favor, cualquier pregunta, open your mic or just send me the question on the chat, mis hijos, teachers, por favor. Okay. So step number 1, I'm going to click on create a group. And now this is what Flip is asking me. Okay, Philly, you want to create a group? Awesome. But what grade level do you teach, right? So this is going to be up to you, right? Depending on the grade level that you teach. I'm going to click on all ages. And then I'm going to click on next. But once again, this is depending on the grade level that you teach. So I'm going to click on next. And then the next thing that it's going to ask me is to give it a name. So I can call my class whatever I want, right? I have 45 characters that I can use. So I'm going to call my class Intro to Flip. Ahí está. Intro to Flip. And then very similar to what Google Classroom does, a banner, right? Flip automatically assigns a banner for your class. But if you don't like the picture that was selected, we have other options right here. We have art, we have nature, we have people, we have textures. So, and it is just as simple and as easy as clicking on the picture and it automatically changes. And if you're still not convinced, or you're like, Feli, I want a picture of my students, I want a picture of my babies, you can do that too, right? You can click right here on the plus, and as long as you have the picture on your device, on your computer, or on your mobile phone, because everything I'm showing you right now, we're working web-based, but I can also work from my phone. So just like I'm creating a group right now from my computer, I can also create a group from the Flip app, right? So I don't have to be in front of my computer to have Flip in action for my students. Everything that happens web happens on our mobile app. So you want to bring your own picture, just click right here, make sure you have that picture in the device that you're using, and bingo. That's it, my friends. I click on create and my group has been created. So check mark, step number 1, right? Step number 2, well, I need my students, right? I need to bring my students into the game so that they can see the topics. So I am going to invite my students. I have different ways to invite my students. Once again, depending on the devices that my students are going to have in front of them, or depending on the situation that I am as a teacher. So option number 1 is going to be that QR code. So if my students are working, they are using iPads. Let me minimize this thing right here. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to bring my phone into the game. So there it is. And there's my phone. Denme un segundito que no se deja. Aquí está. Válgame Dios, anda muy rebelde mi computadora. There we go. So here is my phone. There it is. There is my phone. Ahora sí se va a dejar. I was the one. It wasn't my computer, it was me. But I will always blame technology. Like something happened in the classroom was that it's the computer, boys and girls, it's not me. Let's fix it together. Okay, so you see my phone on the screen, right? So right here, either your babies, oh, don't erase my apps. Either your babies have their phones and you allow, I don't know what your district policy is. My apologies for not knowing. But if your students are allowed to use their phones, then you can ask your students to download the Flip app to their phones. It is completely free and it works for any phone. So if your babies have el teléfono de la manzanita, an iPhone, they can download the free app. If they have an Android phone, they can also download the app. Same thing with the iPad, because I know I've worked with several districts here in South Texas, and I believe for the little ones, we're using iPads. It works exactly the same on the iPad, and it is completely free. So let me see, I have a question from Annabelle. Is there a difference when choosing a particular grade level? Do features change for them depending on the level that we, oh, excellent question, Annabelle. The only one that changes, Annabelle, is when we select adults. And the only thing that changes right there, maybe Linda, when we select adultos, right, is that we allow our participants to create topics. That's new, mi corazón. It's been out from the oven, from the Flip kitchen. It's been out for 2 weeks, mi vida linda. Excellent question. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, yes, yes. The rest, it remains the same. Yes. And if you have any ideas, if you would love to see something different depending on the grade levels, which we're working right now, it's that idea is still in the oven. We're still working on it. We are thinking of prescribing, right? Having different topics, but no le digan a nadie que les dije, because it's still in the oven. Depending on the grade level that you click, is what the topics that you are going to see already made in your group for you. Okay, but that's a primicia. Nadie sabe, nadie sabe. Okay, my friends, so I don't see more questions on the screen. I'm gonna move on, right? So I'm gonna ask my babies, I'm gonna tell them, okay, boys and girls, those of you who are allowed to use your phones, I want you to open the Flip app. And once you open the Flip app, at the very top, there is a QR code, which if you would love to be part of my class, if you all, si me hacen el honor to be part of this class and you wanna download the app to your phones, adelante, me encantaría escuchar sus voces. So when you download the app, you tap on the QR code right here at the top. Aquí está. You tap on it, and the Flip camera from my phone activates. So right now, you see right here, scan your Flip QR code. So I want you to scan the QR code, and there you go. You are already in my intro to Flip class. If this is the first time you are using Flip, you just downloaded the app, and this is the first time that you're using Flip, it is going to ask you to sign in. And it is going to ask you to sign in using either a Microsoft email or a Google email. Once again, coming from a Google district, I will ask my students to use their Google credentials, right? Their email addresses to log in into my class. So if you're using your phones, you're more than welcome, my friends, to scan the QR code that we see on the screen. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next option. I don't see any questions on the chat, so I'm gonna move on to the next option. Let's say that I'm teaching using Teams, like I am right now with all of you, right? I can copy the link, I can come into the chat, I can paste the chat and send it to my students just like I did right now. So what I'm gonna ask you to do, por favor, my friends, is to click on the link that I just sent you so that you can be part of this class, Intro to Flip class, por favorcito. Then the next option that I have, my friends, is the integrations, such as Google Classroom. If you want to bring your Google Classroom classes, let me maximize the screen right here. Let me bring the phone. Denme un segundito, por favor. And then I'll give you time to log into my class. Aquí está. I go back to share so that I can see all the options to share this with my students. Thank you so much for the heart on the link. So if I want to link my Google class, right, with my Flip, I'm creating this Flip group for a specific class in Google Classroom. All I gotta do, my friends, is click right here, Google Classroom. I am going to unlink my my Google Classroom account so that you can see the whole process. Let me do it again. Google Classroom. Then it's going to ask me, continue with Google Classroom, and I'm going to click yes. And once you do that, it is going to ask you to select what Google email, right, you are going to use, right? Make sure that you use the same Google credentials or the same Gmail that you use for your Google classes, right? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on it, and then it's going to ask me to grant permission, right, to give permission for Flip and Google Classroom to become best friends. I'm going to click on allow. And there we go. Now I'm going to be able to see my Google classes listed right here, right? Once again, this depends on you, on the Google Classroom classes that you have for your babies, for your students. So you click on the class that you want to bring this Flip group to, you click on it, and the magic happens. That's all you got to do. I recommend you do this once your Google classes are ready to go. They've been built and students are already there. So that's another option, my friends. I'm going to go back to the different options that we have to share my group with my students. I have one more option, pero por favor, I'm going to check the chat. If you have any questions or you want me to share the QR code with you all again, please, please, please let me know. Okay, so far so good. Awesome. So now I want to show you another way to share this with my babies, right? With my students. Why? Because I know that my students, a lot of my students are going to be using their Chromebooks, right? So if they're using their Chromebooks, then I'm going to ask my babies to open their Chromebooks, go to Google Chrome, and then I'm going to ask them to go to the Flip website, right? Which is info.flip.com. Info.flip.com, mis hijos. I want you to be on that website. Is everybody ready? Is everybody there? And all of your babies. Yes, Miss Fely. So look at the page. You see this window right here, this ventanita right here, mis corazones? It says enter a join code. Okay, listos? Because as your teacher, I'm going to share a code with you. So now I'm going to go back to the teacher perspective. I'm right here on the teacher perspective, and the join code is right here. That code generates every time that we create a group. So similar to Google Classroom, so I can share the code with my students. I can project the code for my students. Something that I want to share with you about the code is that it's always going to be lowercase letters so that we avoid confusion, right? Because sometimes our babies are like, Miss, es mayúscula, es minúscula, what is it? You're like, oh, hold on. So all the time, the majority of the time it's going to be numbers, but the letters are going to be lowercase letters. So this is always going to be a 0. No es una O mayúscula. It's always going to be a 0, okay? So I'm going to ask my babies to type, right, that code into the ventanita right here where it says enter a join code. Once they type the join code, they click on next, and this is exactly what our students are going to see. So they're going to see the name of the class, the name of the teacher, and then it's going to ask them to join this group. So here is where our babies, once again, because I know you are a Google district. This is where your babies are going to click continue with Google, and then they're going to use their Google credentials to enter your class. Any questions up to now, my friends? Any questions, por favor? No veo preguntas. I think we're okay. So far, so good. Okay, so my group is ready to go. I can see right here. I'm gonna refresh my screen. Hopefully, awesome. Thank you, mi vida linda. So I am going to pretend, right? It's I'm already into the third week of school, and I get a new student, right? I get a new student and I need to include this student in the class, right? So anytime you have new students, or for whatever reason you need to share the info or the invitation to this group again, it's always going to be here, my friends, where it says share. I can click on it and it takes me back to all of the options, such as the QR code. Maybe for whatever reason your middle school students comes to your class with a new phone, and now he or she, if, of course with your permission, you allow your student to use the phone. Maybe you want to show the QR code with him or her. Same thing if you need to send the link, or maybe you need to add or resync your Google Classroom roster. When we add our Google Classroom classes and our students are added to our Google Classrooms later in the year, not when I join the accounts, then I have to come back to my group and update the roster so that what I see on my Google Classroom matches my flip. ¿Sale y vale? Entonces, all the info, all of that is going to be here, my friends, all the time. This group is going to remain like this for the rest of the year, for the rest of the time that you decide to. Your students only need to log into it once. That's it, and they will have that intro to flip or your group on their accounts for the rest of the time, unless you click right here on these three dots and you delete the group. We have the option of deleting it, but we also have the option of archiving it. Very similar to what we do in Google Classroom, right? Once we delete it, which need to be very careful, when we delete a group, we delete the topics that and the videos that my students created for that class. So gotta be careful, por favor. If I want to check how many students I have in my class, then right here where it says students, I'm going to click right there and I'm going to be able to see my students. Something that I have access to is that I see your names, and I, as the teacher, see your email. Your classmates will see your names, right? The students in the class will see names, but they won't see email addresses. That's only for us as teachers. So if I know that I have 20 students in class, then I'm going to be, boys and girls, you have 1 more minute to log in into my group. Let's go, right? That's only and only if you are adding your students directly from the Flip account, right? From the website. If you're adding your Google classes, these automatically links, right? So if you have 20 students in your Google Classroom class, then you will see 20 students on your Flip class. Can we preload students participants to the groups? Excellent question. Once we don't preload yet. Once we share the group, our students see it. Pero we can join them, right? Invite them to the group, but we don't have to have topics available for them yet. Yes, they will see the group, but they won't see any topics. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Excellent point, Jorge. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for asking that question. Okay, so far so good. So we're ready. Step one, we created the group. We invited our students. Step number two, we're ready to create those topics, right? Flip automatically loads 3 topics for you. So you don't have to worry about it. We have a weekly check-in that you can use with your students. We have a general, right? This can be used as your ticket in or ticket out, whatever activity you use in your classroom. And we also have an introduction, right? An introduction topic that your students can use to introduce themselves to your class. So those 3 topics are available for you. You're more than welcome to use them. But going back to what our friend Jorge was asking us, once our students logging into the group, these topics are going to be there. But hey, I don't want my students to see the topics yet. What I can do is I can click on these 3 dots. I can edit the topic. Maybe I need to change something. I want to add more info so that this topic can be for my students. I can also duplicate the topic, but I also have the option of view only. What that means is that our students will see the topic, but they won't be able to record on it. Okay, that's option 1. Jorge. Option number 2, my friend, we can hide the topic. I'm going to hide it. What does that mean? That means I, as the teacher, can see it, but my babies won't. How does that help me? To me personally, that was when I was working on my lesson plan and I was creating topics and I didn't have time to finish it, then I will label it as I will hide it, and I won't I did not share it with the rest of my babies, with my babies in the group, until I had it ready. So I can hide it. And once I'm ready, I can go back and activate the topic. So once I activate it, then my students will be able to see it. So all of those options, 3 dots right here, you can duplicate, you can view only, you can hide it, you can export the data as well. That's going to give you data, very important. You can also submit it to the Discovery Library. You can delete the topic. Just be very careful, because when we delete topics, look, I'm going to show you. It tells you by deleting weekly check-in in your class, you will also permanently delete, and it'll tell you if you already have students videos there, it'll tell you how many videos you have. And those videos are also going to be deleted, and we don't have the option yet to bring them back. So please, 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 be very careful, because right now everything is it's deleted. We don't have a trash can that we can go to and get it out of the trash can yet. Okay, so be very careful, por favorcito, on how we delete these topics, right? So Feli, step number 2, how do I create a topic? Let me show you. We have 2 options. We have the option of, I'm going to go full, right? I'm going to create this topic on my own. What do? I click on this topic right here on this botoncito, and it takes me to the creation, right? Creativity, create the topic for my babies. So what do? I can add a title. It can be math. Right here on description, it can be a question. What is the difference between denominator and numerador y denominador? Or what is the difference? Or what is the reason why we never find x? Whatever question you want to ask your students, it will be here as part of the description. You have up to 1,000 characters to ask, to initiate the conversation with your students. So these right here can be anything you want. Anything you want to ask your students, right? Once again, I'm showing you how to build a topic. So you yourself, by yourself, build the topic for your students. Then the topic media is going to be the way for us to scaffold that extra information that we're going to add to the topic so that our students can see it in action. We can add an image. We can record ourselves explaining what we need to see. We can add a Bitmoji, a GIF or GIF, whatever you call it, sticker. We can upload a video from another app, and we can also bring a YouTube video. We can add up to 9 attachments to this topic. So once again, so that it can be very, very, like, we really activate background knowledge for our babies. We as teachers also decide the time for our students to record. This is completely up to you, teachers. We have the option of 15 seconds to 10 minutes. So you decide for how long your babies are going to record themselves. So as part of details, that's basically all you need. Something that I always share with my teachers, because remember, we have to take care of our students and make them feel comfortable. Sometimes our students don't want other classmates in that group to see their videos, right? And we gotta respect that. So for that, my friends, we go to settings and we make sure that this botoncito right here, there's a lot of botoncitos that I invite you to click on it. And any questions, por favor, estoy aquí para servirles. But this botoncito right here, this button right here is automatically off. What happens if I turn it on? When I turn that botoncito on, that means my topic is moderated. What does that mean? I, the teacher, I, as the teacher, am the only one who sees the videos. Once I see your videos and I approve them, then the rest of my babies in that group can see the videos as well. Middle school teacher right here, very creative babies in middle school, right? And it's part of teaching them how to behave online. That botoncito was on the first 6 weeks of school. So just letting you know that that botoncito, this green button is automatically off. We as teachers have to go into settings and turn it on. ¿Sale y vale? Okay, so that's the way we built a topic. Now let me see right here. Love the botoncitos, yes. When they select Spanish on the website, will everything, including my instructions, be translated? Jorge, excellent question, my friend. Not your instructions, but I'm gonna show you right now what our students can use. Dame un segundo, por favor. Okay, so far so good. How to build a topic. Okay, I'm gonna show you rapidito a way, that best friend that we can use that's called Topic Copilot. So, Feli, I don't wanna build the topic on my own. No te preocupes, mi vida linda, because we have a best friend that's called Topic Copilot. When I click on Topic Copilot is gonna tell me, okay, what do you wanna talk about with your students, right? So I'm gonna tell Topic Copilot right here, show me discussion prompts about creativity, right? That's our main theme for this TEP conference. So I'm gonna click creativity, and then the age range, that depends on the babies that I teach, ¿verdad? Elementary, middle school, high school, or university. See, I'm gonna click on middle school, and I'm gonna see. Let's see what happens. Esto es nuevecito. It's completely new. So I'm gonna click on generate ideas, and let's see, my Wi-Fi is working. There it is. So now Topic Copilot is suggesting me topic ideas that I can use with my babies. I have what inspires creativity, how do you express creativity, what makes something creative, how can one be more creative, what's your most creative idea? And you're like, oh my God, all of them are good, but you know your babies, right? Because it's all about creating relationships with our students. So in my opinion, I think the best question for my babies is what inspires creativity? So I'm gonna click on the plus and look at what happens, my friends. The topic is created for you. That question is added as part of the title. And then let me go back over here because my internet is not helping me. Okay. Denme un minuto, por favor. I'm gonna go back to Topic Copilot, do this again. Creativity. Okay. And then middle school, generate ideas. Aquí va, aquí va. My apologies. And I'm going to click on the plus. There we go. So it generates, there it is. It generates the question for you, but it also generates 3 questions as part of the description so that your students can generate that ideas depending on the topic that you are tackling. So it basically does everything for you. Now, the only thing you have to do is now add an image, right? Record a video, bring a Bitmoji, a GIF, or a sticker, upload a video that maybe you have from another app, or a YouTube video. It is completely up to you. Because of time, I'm going to be adding a Giphy or Giphy, right? Our students love this. And there it is. My topic is ready for my students. And of course, I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to make sure that botoncito is green. My topic is ready to go. I post the topic and my topic is ready for my students. And this class, I believe it ends in 1 minute, right? So in 1 minute, I'm going to show you the student perspective. Any questions you have about teacher perspective. I finished. I created the group. I created the topic. The next thing, the magic is going to happen when my students click on record button. Por favorcito, let me know if you have any questions on the chat. So here it is. My babies are ready to record themselves. Here are the questions. And then going back to the questions that we had in the screen, on the chat, I'm sorry about, can this be translated? My friends, Immersive Reader is the best thing ever. Immersive Reader is something that it's already included in our Flip account, right, in our Flip topic. And if there's a lot of things as part of Immersive Reader, and I believe there's a presentation, there's someone presenting on Immersive Reader. It's totally awesome. Immersive Reader is the best. But if we want our babies to translate this, go to Reading Preferences, show your babies how to do this, por favor. Go to Reading Preferences, click on Translate, tell your babies to click on Translate, and then for them to select their L1, right? Or maybe L2, maybe English is their L3, right? Maybe you have a multilingual student in your classroom, right? But let's say you have a Feli who's from Mexico, right? So Feli needs to see this topic in Espanol. She clicks right here, Español Mexico. She clicks on Document, and the topic is automatically translated for our students. And there it is, my friends.
10:30. Just want to let you know that this is the hour already. If you
Sí,
want
mi
to take
vida linda.
picture, just let me know. The next session is at 10:40. I've been putting the post for the survey also on the chat. But
amazing.
Until everybody wants to
speak.
If you want to take a snapshot, you can ask them to turn on their cameras, and I can take a screenshot of everybody that has attended as well.
That would be amazing. Thank you so much. So the magic happens, my friends. I already show Immersive Reader for my babies. The creativity happens when my babies click on record, and look at what is going to happen. The flip camera opens, and the internet, por favor. So the flip camera opens. Come on, come on. Ahí viene de Reynosa mi internet como yo. Híjole. Discúlpenme, por favor, por el internet, but this is where you are going to see everything, all the magic buttons that our students can use and can create. If you click on the camera with your internet that is maybe aquí en Hidalgo o ya viene en McAllen, el de ustedes, you will be able to see all the tools that the camera allows you to use. So I know we are at time. I'm gonna click on stop sharing so that we can take a picture together because we have to go to our next period, my friends, our next class. So there it is. Listos, mi vida linda. Tú nos dices cuándo sonreír.
All right.